Hello everyone, welcome once again, and today we will continue with our topic, that is climbers. So previously we have heard about climbers. What were climbers? They are a group of plants having very weak stem and ability to climb up to support with the help of modified organs for sunlight and air. Okay, so after that, then we were talking about even this about the creepers also. Creepers, trailers. What are creepers? Creepers are plants which are unable to climb vertically on their own because of their weak stem. Example like morning glory. And even we discuss about trailers also. Trailers are also similar to creepers only, but they do not form any roots at their knots. Okay, so now we'll talk about the importance of climbers. So you can see here there are some important points that I have noted down, like it create privacy, and then it help in the covering of ugly objects, and it create natural and thick screen. Okay, there are so many types of climbers are there, like with different characteristic. Okay, अलग characteristic है. Okay, so accordingly, like some are formed like screen, क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा heavy नहीं है, उनका जो stem है, it's very weak and it's light, so you can make it like a screen also, like you can make it grow like a screen. And then even help in the covering slope as ground cover, and even shading after training over pergolas. Shading after training, like this one, bougainvillea. Okay, and then you have I've already discussed to you about pergolas. What is pergolas also? And even topiary, like you give different design. Okay, different design, like in the form of birds, in the form of like elephants and all. So you can use this, you can use climbers and creepers in this also, in topiary. And softening the harsh masonry, and to change line of building and architecture, and to divide different features in the gardens. It even helped to divide the different features like you have already know. Even pergolas is one of the features in the garden. And even this one, fountains, and then the bridges and all. So it helped to divide the different features in the gardens, and to supplement also, and filling bare spot in the garden. If there is any bare spot, या फिर कोई खाली जगह है, and then so you can do this one, you can spread, you can plant this climber, and you can just make it spread there. Okay, so it will just cover, or it will fill the bare spot in the garden. And it even like it give added interest by training on the trees, like you can like to give it more natural effect to the trees, you can plant climbers from the side of the trees, and it will grow on the trees, and it will make it look natural more. It is more practice in the informal type of gardening. And then in even to cover up patio, and even avenue planting, and even integrating house with the garden. Okay, so these are some very important, like importance of important points of the climbers. Now we'll come to the next. These are some of the points that I have mentioned here about the uses of climbers in the gardens. So certain climbers, like I have already told you before, that all types of climbers or creepers, they act in a different way, or they have their own characteristic. Okay, so some are like this. Certain climbers are grown in gardens for their attractive foliage. And for example is, I have given here asparagus spragueii. One thing you have to remember, that whenever you write, I think you already have known this, whenever you write botanical name, okay, for the flowers, or for the flowers, okay, so or any plant, you have to always underline it, or if you are using on the like if you are using like typing, and also you have to always make it in a italic form. And then asparagus, spraguery, ficus ripon, hedera, helix, okay, etc. So here the first picture is of asparagus, spraguery, and some light. The second point is that some light climbers can be trained as screen, like they are very light in nature, they are not heavy climbers, okay, they are not heavy, they are light, and then they can form like a screen form. Okay, you can see here for example like begonia venosta. It is even called trumpet flower. Okay, trumpet flower, because its structure is like a trumpet. You can check on your like net also, you can find it if you want to see it more clearly. So its name is begonia venosta in the botanical name, and it can form like screen, and even you can use it even on this one, like near your gates and all, so it form more beautiful view. Okay, and then the third point is that climbers like Alamanda, Antigonan, okay, Aristolochia elegans, these are some climbers, okay, that are used as an arch or bower and pergolas. Okay, you can see here the third picture. Okay, this yellow in color, you can see here. So this is one example that I have given, that is Alamanda. Okay, so if you want to see more like more nearer, you can check from the net, you can see more view, more like you can see the structure of that flower. And lastly is that the heavy climbers, okay, which is heavy in nature, unlike the second point, that is begonia, okay, bignonia venosta. Unlike that one, it's the opposite, that is bougainvillea. And this also, it comes in a various color. Okay, begonia, I mean bougainvillea, it comes in various color. There are some off white color, there are some like light pinkish or light reddish color, even purple color. So they are of different color, and it create more beautiful, like beautiful scenery, or beautiful when you, especially when you make it near your gates. Okay, I hope most of you, or you have seen this bougainvillea near the gates, or they make it like round shape and all, like make it spread, right? So heavy climbers like bougainvillea can be trained over strong pergolas or a tree, or on trees. Okay, you can make it grow on trees, which looks very attractive. Okay, other than bougainvillea, some more example are like Synthapsus, and then Pitrian volumbilis. Okay, so these are some more examples that I've added. So if you want to see, or if you want to know about it, you can check the you can search on your net and all. Okay, you can check on Google also, you will find the picture if you want to see the structure of the flower. So these are some uses of climbers in the garden. Now we'll come to the criterion for selection of climbers in landscaping. So these are some important criteria for the selection. You have to keep in mind their habitats. Okay, firstly is their habitat, their habits, the texture, this texture, fine, medium, and coarse, like according to the climatic condition, according to the soil texture. Okay, you have to see, and is it adaptable to that season, like to that place, to that area, to that climate. Is it like habited to that place? Okay, it can adapt or not, you have to see that. And then leaf retention period, that is deciduous, semi-deciduous, and evergreen. Okay, you have to see that also when you are choosing climbers in the landscaping. And even this one, foliage. Okay, foliage color, emerging, matured, and fall. And even the flowering season also, you have to keep that in mind. You have to check this one more criteria, that is the flowering season and the peak flowering duration, like how much duration it takes for flowering and withering. Okay, because there are some flowers which last for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like that. And the amount of sunlight received. Okay, how much sunlight is needed for that particular climbers and how much it is needed. And lastly is the spread, because obviously climbers, so it will spread, it will grow. Okay, if you make it grow near the tree, so it will spread on the tree, it will climb on the tree. And if you just make it spread on the floor, it will just spread on the floor, like it will be like carpet type. So this all criteria you have to remember during the selection. Okay, during the selection of climbers in landscaping, because even in climbers there are so many types, there are varieties, there are so many varieties. Okay, so you have to see all this thing, and then accordingly then only your plantation will be successful. Okay, so this is one example. And yeah, even when people, they used to do this one also, not only in flowers, but I would like to give in one example also, even in vegetables also. There are tendrils like in bottle gourd. Okay, bottle gourd, or even pumpkin, squash. Okay, so the leaves, when it grows, you can see that near the leaves there is also one extra stem is growing, that is called tendrils. Okay, in bottle gourd or even in pumpkin you can see. So and then how they stretch, how they climb, right? So this is one example that even you can find climbers in this climbers also in vegetable also, not only in flowers. Okay, so that is some example, that is some criteria for the selection of climbers in landscaping. Now we'll come to the propagation. So it's climbers and even creepers plant. So when you come to the propagation, you will think that what type of propagation you should do. So firstly, if you are doing climbers purposely, if you want to plant climbers purposely, like knowingly, if you want to do, so you can even do propagation by through seeding also. Like you will take the seed and you will do the plant in nursery management, you will manage it and all, you have to take care. Okay, and then if it start growing, when it start growing, now you want to propagate it or you want to spread it, so you can do it by layering. Okay, laying process, and even you can do by cuttings. Okay, and these two are the most common propagation that is done in climbers or creepers. And even proper training is essential for climbers, because it have to look neat and tidy if you are growing it in your garden, especially near your gate. Okay, so when any what I'll say, if any people come to your place or to your house, and if your climber is just spreading, it will look like okay, it look natural, but you shouldn't let it spread that much that it will look like a jungle, right? That your garden will look like a jungle. So what you have to do, you have to train, like do training, trimming. Okay, you have to maintain it so it will look beautiful even near the gate. Okay, when you create such like here you can see in the picture a bougainvillea near the gate, how it is made. Okay, like a roof type, right? So when you make like this, and then after that, after making, then you don't maintain it, it will look very untidy. It will look like as if like the insects or the snakes and all will come. So you have to maintain it properly. And the climbers which are to be trained over screen and trellises should be induced from the base of the plant to cover them completely. Okay, and this is achieved by pinching off the terminal bud to induce lateral branching, like here even budding, like pinching also it's done. Okay, when the like the bud of the plant, now it start growing, so you have to this budding, I hope you have heard the word this budding. So you have to do this budding by you have to even do the pinching also. You have to pinch. Okay, you have to take it off. Now pinching off the terminal bud to induce lateral branching when they are about 30 to 40 centimeter high. And in the case of climbers over arch and then pergolas and trees, one or two leaders should may be trained to the top of branch out. Okay, so these are some important points to remember related to propagation. Now we'll start with the new topic, that is annuals. So, what is annual or seasonal plant? They are a group of plants which complete their life cycle in one season or in 1 year. Okay, it's like a group of plants. Okay, they complete their total life cycle. Life cycle like what? Germination, starting from germination. You can see here in the picture also I've wrote germination, and then vegetative growth and flowering, seeding, and finally death of the plants. Okay, so this is the process of the complete life cycle of the annual or seasonal group of plants. And then under what? Under a given site within one season or a year. One season or a year. If that particular plant, it grows only in winter season. There are some plant that grows only in winter season, like petunia. Okay, like this one, different type of plant like petunia, gladiolus. Okay, so these are some example. And then which grow only like in winter season. There are some plant, okay, जो मतलब विंटर सीजन में ही ग्रो करते हैं या फिर बस समर सीजन में ही ग्रो करते हैं, लाइक मैरीगोल्ड. तो these are some example. And then even there are some plant that grow like for whole year, 1 year. Duration is like 1 year. It can survive in all season, okay, within 1 year. And there are some that grows only in season wise, like only during summer or only during winter season. So, and these plants, they vary widely in form, habits, or of growth, and their flower colors and flower size. Okay, it's like different. Okay, the flower color, the flower size, and they beautify the surrounding and exhibit a good show of bloom at low cost and labor. Like you don't need that much cost for this, and less labor is needed. And they generate a change in the look of the garden with the change in the season and keep gardener busy in raising them throughout the year. Like I said, there are some plants that grow only in winter season. There are some plants that grow only in summer season. So if that summer season flower, अगर वो जो summer season flower है उसका सीज़न ख़त्म हो गया, अब विंटर आने वाला है, सो जो फार्मर्स होते हैं उसके लिए फिर तैयारी करते हैं विंटर सीज़न के लिए. तो ऐसे में दे वोंट रिमेन लाइक अनएम्प्लॉयड या फिर दे वोंट रिमेन लाइक नॉट वर्किंग. ओके, सो पूरा ईयर उनका मतलब फार्मिंग में ही गुजरेगा. लाइक दे वोंट हैव एनी गैप्ड, ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ दीज एनुअल प्लान्स. Okay, annual flowers. And then after that, it keep them busy, it keep the farmers busy throughout the year. And the annuals are grown for various situation and purpose, different situation for various situation and purpose in the garden, like for pots, for hanging basket, for this one edging rock garden, like we have discussed about rock garden also before, and even as herbaceous borders or in shrubberies, shady situation, etc. Okay. And even there are some important features of this one of annuals. They are easily grown. They are easily grown plants. And then, like I already mentioned, that they vary from their habits, form, flower color, size, shape, and season of the flowering. And they cover a place within a short span of time. Okay, like it's fast growing, and it cover a place with a short span of time. And then it beautify, okay, low cost, less labor, bring change in the outlook of the garden. Okay, like it bring change in the look of the garden. Like in winter season, in that garden, this color will be grown in winter, like winter plant will be grown. After that, suddenly after that, then when this one spring or summer season come, then you plant summer season, so there will be a different type of color, size, shape of flower. So that beautify the place, beautify the garden. and then it changed the outlook also of the garden. And then you can grow like various, like it can be grown in various situation, okay, with varied uses. And its production, okay, production of large number of seeds, they can produce large number of seeds. And it provide also mass effect in the garden. Hence annuals are indispensable in any garden, like they are very important. And then even its uses also of so many type, that is I already mentioned, pot plants, hanging basket, okay, screening, and then specimen plant, bedding plant, border plant, shady area, rockery, long lasting flower, dry flower, natural landscape, cut flower, loose flower. So these are some examples that we will discuss more in detail in the next class. So today we will learn about this, about the introduction and the importance and the features of the annual flowers. Okay, so now we will discuss about it in the next class.